don't slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you're trying to go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again.
Well, it was a common sight in the 80s and 90s, not quite as frequent since, but it's back. Playoff football in the Bay Area here at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Levi's Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was deafening. They're set for football as the 49ers get ready to do battle with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
A run by Connor on first down, and a good one, as he'll get about 7 here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7.
Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
This time Wilson will throw, and it's hauled in by Ed Dixon. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, first down Seahawks.
Check, 54, check.
On first and 10 is Connor, and he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49, a gain of just 2.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Wilson to throw. He's got his man. That's Josh Gordon. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 28.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
19.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now a man who really stepped up last year. This is Matt Breida. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. Matt Breida out of Georgia Southern now in his 3rd year in a 49er uniform. He was tough to keep off the field last year. Very good yards per carry. 5.3 on 153 attempts. Good for over 800 yards rushing. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
61, matchbox lights.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
I got you, pop. Check.
On 1st down, here's Breida. And he'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman, and he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. What do you need? Clock. Protein spill.
Now a toss play. It's Breida. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well, to me, that's taking a big gamble defensively, because that alignment you see, that's normally something you see down near the goal line. Because now, if they decide to go play action, something should be open there, and I think open big.
So maybe that's something that gets filed away for later.
I think without a doubt, you write it down, and if you see that look at a later date, go ahead and take your shot.
Garoppolo gives to Breida. And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
13. 54 Mike. Go.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Got his target, Samuel. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 36. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did. Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count. 31 yards there and a 1st down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game. Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back,
and establish the run early.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Tevin Coleman, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This one taken just inside the 10. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
I'm here all day. Go. Check the call.
To throw is Wilson. Throwing again. Finds his running back, James Conner. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. These two teams all tied after 1. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. Now Wilson. And that is incomplete. They sure went against conventional wisdom, calling a pass on 3rd and inches.
Had to be thinking to themselves, the defense is going to overcommit against the run. Should be an easy pitch and catch. Didn't turn out that way.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. On the return is Pettis. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10.
At their own 18-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love
a big seam, and he might go all the way. Past the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. Deebo Samuel, 82 yards. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. And Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they designed every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling me that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Go.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. He'll buy some time right, and he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
At their own 31-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they fell behind early, but since then, 2 touchdowns and a 14-7 lead.
Yeah, they found the end zone on their first 2 drives, and even more so after the defense gave up the first lead. But these last 2 drives, obviously they inspired their D because they shut them down the last time out. They hope to continue that string.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 41-yard line.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
1, Omaha.
This is Breida. Room here to run. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Alert!
The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you. Check 3. Spot 6-6. Bullet high. Check it out.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Check. Watch 54. Ain't no such thing as a loss.
Running out of the gun here, Breida. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
Check 26.
4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Even though positive yardage was gained on that play, I think the defense has to be happy. Obviously, they were prepared for some trick plays coming into the game, and they looked very aware that those could happen on any given down.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. On 3rd down, a run from Breida. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
CD, you know there were quite a few Bears fans back in January saying, why didn't we hold on to that Robbie Gould guy?
Well, it's a legitimate question. 33 of 34 for San Francisco in 2018. The crazy stat of the year, he missed more extra points, 2, than he did field goals, 1, in the 2018 season.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Now the Niners get there and bring him down. DeForest Buckner able to record his 5th sack of the season.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball?
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Call it 46 yards on the punt. Just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And out will come the offense as they take over. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Once again, they run with Breida on first down. He's got the first down and more past midfield. Touchdown, 49ers! Matt Breida, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
19.
To throw is Wilson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Good job right there. Good job right there.
Now it's Wilson, escaping the pressure right. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Here we go. Here we
The
go. Here we go.
49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
White. You got nothing.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Here we go. 180. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there now. White.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And supreme confidence in the kicker turns to supreme failure, as that is obviously no good. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well, as we are back and started in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in this.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
11. Max 50. Bravo. It's our time.
Garoppolo. That's going to be caught by Samuel. A big play there on the catch and run. 74 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Switch.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. He's a little too aggressive there from his Mike linebacker spot.
Sometimes you jump into gaps trying to draw them off sides. This time he tricked himself.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. They'll toss it to Breida. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Matt Breida with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Gold with the extra point, and the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Mike's 54. Mike's is it. Oh, you got D?
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Flush to his right. He'll run it. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a 1st. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Watch the screen.
Here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. That's complete to his running back, Connor.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
This has kind of been the story all night long, hasn't it? An inability to really get much done on 3rd downs, and it's costing them.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And, Charles, when you start talking about NFL kickers that have hit from 62 or further, it's a pretty short list, isn't it?
That it is, but how about the trust by a head coach to even let your kicker try from that range? That's really showing a lot of faith that he can get the job done.
Yeah, faith and guts.
At their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
You ain't going nowhere.
13.
Check 25. Shift. Watch the shift. Shift.
Here's Breida. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Niners have the 1st down on a gain of 11.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Here we go. 20.
Check.
21.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Show him.
I got you.
Big Ed. Kill.
Dick.
Mostert. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son. Watch twist.
Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks' 43-yard line.
Here we go. 180.
Mike 54. Coming to you. Check safety.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his legs.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time. I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jarek McKinnon. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, baby. Boom.
This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches.
6 guys. Check 6. 12. Whip. Watch the whip.
Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. Now Garoppolo. Got him in. He finds Sanders. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
They'll try to run with Breida, and he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Matt Breida with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll run on first down. Connor, and able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. From the 41, Wilson. And an alley to run. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
They run with Breida. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Here we go.
54 Mike. Time to go, night. He's checking. Crash. Shift.
Here's Mostert. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
That's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Garoppolo now. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And he was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Hey, let's get this.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He'll find Metcalf. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D Ford in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Wilson gets it to Gordon.
Wilson's pass
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field, and now...
And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. Credit the sack to Fred Warner. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They come up on a fourth down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. And he's going to go down again. Nick Bosa. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And they will take a knee here.
On the double.
Check Mike 54. Mike 50.
General West.
Slant. Check 9. Check 9.
Say go.
And they take a knee.
Ready.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Hit it.
And they'll indeed take a knee. So the victory here for San Francisco, and it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for the 49ers, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they're going the wrong way as this will drop them to 3-7 now on the year. And they'll get a late bye next week, which might be coming at the right time. And they'll be back in action in Week 12. And for Charles Davis and our entire...
Not a day in my life. Knows my dogs, they by my side.